Uhlmann reporting for Katie Chats at the Telefilm Tea Lounge in downtown Toronto with composer Taylor, half of the Newton brothers. How does it feel to have 3 films, Oculus, Proxy, and Life of Crime, here at the Toronto International Film Festival?
It's great. It's wonderful. We're just, it's just kind of random actually that it happened. And we weren't here last year, but we have 3 films this year, so it's great.
How much confusion has the name the Newton Brothers created over the years?
It's definitely created some confusion, and it's just, it was intended mainly to allow Andy and I to work on different, genres and types of musical elements from, ballets, operas to movies, or like an electronic record, and so that was the intention behind it. But I think it's definitely created a little bit of confusion, but that's it's okay.
Now, Oculus and Proxy are a little bit darker, and Life of Crime is a comedy. What is your creative process like? How does it differ when approaching 2 very different genres?
Well, I think, we've done sci-fi, we've done all kinds of genres, and I think it's the same for each one. We take each film at a time and just kind of look at it as the film. We don't really reference it too much. We don't think about so much the genres. And for Proxy, we did a very, very traditional, very, very Holst meets like Herman kind of old score sounding, where Oculus was more contemporary, and we had a choir, and it's very scraping glass, and it's very disturbing. And Life of Crime, is kind of a little bit of a wink to the 60s and 70s with like bass and kind of Isaac Hayes kind of percussion. So. But we approached each one differently, and we sit down with the director and we go over themes and ideas, and just try to find somebody he likes.
And tell me a little bit more about the collaborative process on all of them, having the director as also the writer, or I guess adapter, sure, for all of the projects.
Yeah, no, it's great. I personally love working with directors who are writers too, because they're so passionate about it, and they're not just wanting to do the film, and I'm sure there's directors obviously who aren't writers who are very passionate, but the guys who I was able to work with were so, like, they wanted it to be the best it could be, and that's, and it shows in their work, and it's very exciting, and it gets me excited, and when I see, or we see their films, it's fantastic, and you just really want to be a part of it and do the best you can.
Were the films what you expected them to be once you saw the finished product?
Well, Zach's movie, Proxy, I read the script before we even shot, and I was like, wow, this is really dark. I think people are going to be like, this is going to scare a lot of people. But I wrote, I'm sure he's going to see this now. But I wrote some things with Andy just based off the script. And Mike, we met Mike, and he was almost done editing Oculus, and so we started then with him. And then Life of Crime, we came in on the end, and Dan had heard some of the music we'd written, and hired us based off what he liked, some of the stuff we'd done, and we became friends. And and he did a great job in Life of Crime. It's beautiful. So.
Does it matter if you are brought in on a project super early in advance or sort of at the last minute? Is there a preference, or does it make it easier or more difficult either way?
I would love to answer that question. That's a great question. And the reason why is because, a lot of big composers, I used to work for Hans Zimmer for a short bit, and, these giant films, they have like 4 months, sometimes not, but usually like 4 months to write an entire score for a big feature. I did Detachment with Adrian Brody. Tony Kaye directed that. I did that in 2 weeks. So, I mean, you do these films that are like, with these incredible time crunch, and I always prefer coming in early because you get more time to work on the themes and to go over ideas. So, with Oculus, Mike got us in a little bit earlier, and Trevor Macy, who's a wonderful producer, got us in. And so hopefully they're doing a movie, next one called Somnia, which is an amazing script. It's a really great film, and hopefully we'll be on that, and we'll start that months and months before they start even filming. So. And
in the case of Life of Crime, which is based on a book, how much did reading the book influence your inspiration for the music?
Well, Life of Crime was done. We had about 4 weeks for that, so we had to move pretty quickly. Dan, just the director, just said, "Hey, have you read the book?" And I said, "No." And he says, "Read the book." So I read the book, and we read it, and it was kind of just we had more musical ideas, so it was really good, but we kind of already knew what we wanted to do, where we wanted to go, and then he's an amazing writer as well, so he did a great job, and in the movie, there's some characters, I won't give it away, but who really just steal the show, and it's really kind of a cool film. Yeah.
And what do you think sets the Toronto International Film Festival apart from other festivals?
Oh, that's easy. The people. Yeah, the people are so sweet, and the audiences are amazing. Midnight Madness, people have this ball going and throwing in. They're crazy and screaming, and they're clapping and standing up and middle of the film, and it was crazy. And they were just real, I think, film lovers, and also they were intelligent because they really get some of the subtleties, some of the jokes, and I'm in some ways I'm you're nervous that the other parts of the world will get it as well as Toronto did, because they just love it so much. Yeah, for me it's the people, and everyone's so nice, and I think it makes the directors maybe, or even the actors who maybe normally might be a little grumpy because they're tired, it makes them nicer, because everybody else is so nice.
Well, thank you so much. Congratulations on all 3 films, and best of luck with your upcoming projects.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm Katie Uhlmann reporting for Katie Chats at the Telefilm Tea Lounge in downtown Toronto.